Welcome to the world of Japandi, a design philosophy where Japanese minimalism meets Scandinavian comfort. It's not just a style, it's a way of living. At the heart of Japandi lies intention. Every object has purpose, every detail is calm, and every space invites balance. In a world that often feels overwhelming, Japandi offers a visual and emotional breath of fresh air. Rooted in the Japanese principle of wabi-sabi, which embraces imperfection and impermanence, and the Scandinavian concept of hygge, which cherishes warmth and coziness, Japandi creates an environment that's both grounded and nurturing. This design approach is particularly well suited for small homes and compact apartments. Instead of trying to fill a space, Japandi asks what can be taken away. It's about clarity, not just in your surroundings, but in your mind. The result is a home that feels open, soothing, and intentional. Color plays a crucial role. Japandi palettes are calm, neutral, and drawn from nature. Think soft beiges, smoky grays, muted greens, and warm browns. These colors don't shout, they whisper. They allow natural light to dance freely through the space, creating a sense of breathability. Materials are raw, honest, and tactile. You'll see a beautiful marriage of smooth light oak, rich walnut, matte ceramics, stone textures, and organic fabrics like linen and cotton. These elements speak softly to the senses. They invite touch, reflection, and rest. Styling in Japandi is never excessive. A single dried flower in a handmade vase. A carefully folded blanket on a clean-lined sofa. Everything has room to breathe. Negative space is just as important as the objects themselves. It's not emptiness, it's intentional quiet. Lighting is warm and layered, often indirect. Paper lanterns, shaded lamps, and soft glow LEDs replace harsh overhead lights. Windows are left unburdened by heavy drapery, allowing morning and evening light to shift gently across the room. Japandi is more than a look, it's a mindset. It invites you to slow down, live simply, and find beauty in what you already have. In small spaces, this mindset becomes even more powerful. You don't need more space, you just need better intention. In the next sections, we'll explore how Japandi transforms a tiny apartment into a functional, serene, and deeply human space. Japandi philosophy is rooted in balance between form and function, minimalism and warmth, utility and emotion. In small living, this balance becomes essential. Every square inch carries weight. Every choice affects how you live. At its core, Japandi asks, how can a space serve without overwhelming? It's about clarity, not just in aesthetics, but in lifestyle. A home that supports your daily rituals without cluttering your senses. In tight quarters, this clarity becomes freedom. Rather than filling rooms with objects, Japandi invites us to curate them with purpose. A chair isn't just a chair, it's a place to pause. A table isn't just for meals, it's where moments unfold. When space is limited, intention becomes design. Multifunctional layouts are common in Japandi interiors. Sleeping, working, dining, and relaxing often coexist in one open space. Instead of dividing the room, elements are layered with subtlety. A floor rug defines the living area, a pendant light marks the dining zone. Storage is hidden yet accessible. Shelves are open but never overloaded. Items are stored vertically or tucked into dual-purpose furniture. Every decision asks, does this help me live better, or is it just noise? In Japandi small living, negative space is not wasted, it's revered. A blank wall gives your mind room to breathe. An empty corner can become a moment of rest. It's the art of restraint, knowing when to stop, not just when to add. Natural materials and textures are essential. They ground you in the present. A wooden surface that ages over time, a soft linen curtain that moves gently with the breeze, these small interactions connect you to your space. Lighting is soft and layered. Instead of flooding the room, it's placed with care, a warm bulb by the bedside, a diffused light over the table, a subtle glow in a corner. It shapes mood, defines function, and honors stillness. Japandi in small living isn't about deprivation, it's about liberation. You let go of what you don't need, so what remains can truly shine. It's not minimalism for minimalism's sake, it's making space for meaning. In the next section, we'll dive into the color palette and materials that bring Japandi spaces to life, especially when space is at a premium. Color and material are the soul of Japandi design. In small spaces, they do more than decorate, they define mood, space, and comfort. The palette is intentionally quiet, earthy, desaturated, and rooted in the natural world. Japandi favors warm beiges, soft whites, cool grays, muted greens, and deep charcoal tones. These aren't just aesthetic choices, they're emotional ones. These colors create calm. They allow the eye to rest. They soften hard lines and open tight spaces. The absence of bold color is deliberate. It removes distraction. Instead, it invites subtle variation, how a beige wall shifts in tone from morning to dusk, how wood glows differently under warm or cool light. Color becomes dynamic through light, not pigment. Materials in Japandi interiors are always tactile. Raw wood, unfinished ceramics, woven cotton, linen, bamboo, stone, and matte metals. They carry a sense of truth, nothing too shiny, nothing pretending to be something else. These materials age gracefully. Wood gains character. Linen wrinkles naturally. Ceramics show their handmade imperfections. These signs of use are welcomed, not hidden. It's part of the wabi-sabi influence, beauty in imperfection and time. Surfaces are matte or softly textured. You'll rarely find gloss or polish. Instead, textures are used to create interest without visual noise: a jute rug underfoot, a concrete countertop, a clay bowl's gentle curves. In a small home, this restrained palette helps unify the space. Even when areas serve different purposes, like sleeping and dining, the colors stay consistent. This creates flow. It visually expands the space and keeps the atmosphere cohesive. Accent tones are natural too: deep moss green, earthy terracotta, faded indigo. Used sparingly, these tones bring depth without overwhelming the calm base. They often appear in small items: a throw pillow, a vase, a plant pot. Light plays a vital role. Natural sunlight, soft overhead fixtures, and warm task lighting all interact with these colors and materials. The textures absorb and reflect light differently throughout the day, making the space feel alive. Together, this palette and materiality support the Japandi mission to calm the senses, celebrate the natural, and make even a small home feel expansive and soulful. In the next section, we'll look at how layout and zoning create function and flow in compact Japandi homes. In a Japandi home, space is not just filled, it's orchestrated. Especially in smaller apartments, zoning is essential. It's the art of defining purpose without building walls. Japandi layout optimization focuses on flow. Each zone transitions into the next without disruption. Living, sleeping, cooking, and working areas blend seamlessly, using furniture, lighting, and texture to signal shifts in function. Instead of erecting barriers, zones are created with subtle cues. A rug beneath the sofa defines the living room. A pendant light above the table marks the dining area. A change in flooring, from wood to stone, signals the shift to a kitchen or bathroom. Open shelving, slatted wooden panels, and linen curtains can divide space softly. These elements provide structure without sacrificing openness. They allow light to pass through, keeping the home airy while offering a gentle sense of separation. Storage also plays a zoning role. A low bookshelf or bench can serve as both a partition and a practical solution. In Japandi homes, everything multitasks, form follows function, and beauty follows purpose. Corners and alcoves are not ignored. They're embraced. A small reading nook or workspace can fit into what would otherwise be wasted space. These microzones add richness and depth to the living experience. Lighting is a powerful zoning tool. Soft ambient lighting in one area, task lighting in another. Each light source not only serves a function, it creates atmosphere. Warm tones unify the space, while placement defines intent. Even ceilings and walls contribute. A texture shift on the ceiling, or a tonal difference on a wall, can quietly set one zone apart from the next. These choices guide the eye without overwhelming the space. The key is cohesion. Zones should feel connected, not compartmentalized. Japandi design resists cluttered layouts and over-decorated rooms. Instead, it favors clear, fluid movement, both physical and visual. Zoning in small spaces is not about limitation, it's about liberation. It allows you to live more fully within less square footage. Every inch has intention, and every corner has a role. In the next section, we'll explore how anchor furniture choices ground a Japandi space and bring functionality into focus. In small Japandi homes, every piece of furniture is a decision. Anchor furniture, those foundational pieces that define how a room functions, are chosen not just for beauty, but for their ability to do more than one job. A sofa isn't just a sofa. It's a bed for guests, a storage unit beneath, a place to unwind after a long day. Japandi design celebrates this efficiency without sacrificing warmth or style. Function is woven seamlessly into form. Benches, for instance, serve as seating, storage, and visual boundaries between zones. A simple oak bench can sit at the foot of the bed, hold linens inside, and double as a spot to put on your shoes. Coffee tables often lift to reveal compartments, perfect for tucking away remotes, books, or tea sets. Their surfaces are kept clear, ready to serve as workspace, meal surface, or simply a moment of calm decor. Foldable and wall-mounted furniture expands the possibilities of tiny spaces. A table that collapses flat, a desk that folds out only when needed, these pieces honor flexibility while keeping the home visually light. Dining benches or ottomans often include hidden storage. Not only do they reduce visual clutter, they eliminate the need for additional bulky furniture. This approach keeps the room open and breathable. Headboards are another quiet multitasker. Japandi bedrooms often feature built-in shelving behind the bed, just enough for a book, a lamp, or a cup of tea. It replaces the need for nightstands, while keeping the space soft and serene. Workspaces are crafted to blend into the room. A desk can double as a vanity or sideboard. A wall-mounted surface becomes an office by day, a blank wall by night. There's no excess, just thoughtful transformation. Even shoe storage and entry benches are streamlined. A single unit welcomes you home, hides daily clutter, and gives you a place to sit. Japandi thinking doesn't add, it simplifies, clarifies, and calms. Anchor furniture with dual functions is not a compromise, it's a refinement. It's the belief that a space can serve multiple purposes without shouting for attention. It lets life flow without interruption. In the next section, we'll look at clever storage solutions that go beyond furniture, making small spaces feel open, calm, and effortlessly organized. Storage in a Japandi home is never loud. It doesn't demand attention. It simply works, quietly, elegantly, and with purpose. In small spaces, smart storage is essential, but in Japandi design, it's also beautiful. The key is to store without cluttering. You won't see bulky cupboards or overstuffed cabinets. Instead, you'll find built-in shelves, hidden drawers, and multifunctional pieces that allow the eye, and the occupant, to breathe. Underbed storage is a perfect example. A platform bed with integrated drawers holds blankets, seasonal clothes, or even books. It eliminates the need for dressers while keeping the sleeping area clean and composed. Vertical space is fully embraced. Shelves rise up walls in narrow columns, drawing the eye upward and expanding the room visually. Open shelving is styled with restraint, a few books, a handmade bowl, a linen basket. Japandi kitchens make use of floating cabinets and slim pull-out pantries. Open shelves are kept minimal, just the essentials on display. Closed storage hides the rest. Every item has a home, and every home has calm. Entryways are carefully designed zones. A slim cabinet for shoes. A small bench for convenience. A single decorative object, like a ceramic vase, reminds us that simplicity is a form of respect for space. Pegboards and wall systems offer vertical storage without visual heaviness. In Workspaces, these surfaces carry trays, tools, and supplies without cluttering the floor. They're flexible, modular, and elegantly minimal. Bathrooms follow the same principle: open niches for towels, small trays for essentials, and closed cabinetry to maintain a visual quiet. Natural materials and moody lighting add a spa-like stillness. Storage also hides in plain sight. A bench with a lift-up lid. A low sideboard with sliding doors. A stairway with drawers tucked beneath each step. These aren't gimmicks, they're thoughtful adaptations. What matters most is balance. Japandi storage solutions don't dominate, they dissolve into the background. They make space feel open, breathable, and ready for living. In the next section, we'll explore how lighting shapes both mood and function, completing the Japandi harmony between space and soul. In Japandi design, light is not just illumination, it's atmosphere. It defines how space feels, how texture is revealed, and how time flows through the day. Especially in small homes, light is one of the most powerful tools to create airiness and depth. Natural light is prioritized wherever possible. Large windows, skylights, and sheer curtains invite sunlight to pour in softly. The color palette, whites, beiges, and light woods, reflects and diffuses this light, making the space feel bigger and brighter. Curtains are never heavy. Fabrics are kept sheer, often linen or cotton, to allow air and light to pass through. Movement in the curtains becomes part of the space, soft, rhythmic, and calming. Lighting in Japandi interiors is layered. Instead of relying on a single overhead source, you'll find ambient, task, and accent lighting all working together. The goal is not brightness, but balance. Paper lanterns are a common choice. They offer a diffused, gentle glow, more like a candle than a spotlight. Their shape and texture add character, while their light adds comfort. Under cabinet LEDs, floor lamps tucked into corners, and small pendant lights over tables help define zones without building walls. Each area glows with intention, helping the home feel spacious without being sterile. Japandi lighting often embraces imperfection. Shadows are allowed to exist. Light pools unevenly across a linen sofa or wooden shelf. This creates mood, movement, and emotional resonance. Even hallways and bathrooms are considered. A high window in a compact bathroom lets in vertical light. In narrow corridors, small openings, or clever fixtures introduce streaks of sunlight or ambient warmth. At night, Japandi homes shift into cocoon mode. Candlelight, amber bulbs, and low-level lanterns wrap the room in softness. It's a visual exhale. The space becomes slower, deeper, and more grounded. Airiness isn't just about the absence of things. It's about the presence of light and the freedom of flow. Japandi lighting design respects the room, the rhythm of the day, and the human need for both clarity and calm. In the next section, we'll introduce green moments and sustainable touches, how Japandi honors nature not just in form, but in practice. Japandi design is about choosing with intention, and nowhere is that more evident than in its approach to greenery and decor. Nothing is there just to fill space. Every object, every plant, every texture carries meaning and purpose. Plants play a central role in Japandi interiors. Not in excess, but in essence. A single bonsai, a modest snake plant, or a sprig of eucalyptus can bring life into a room. Their placement is deliberate, chosen for balance, shape, and relationship to light. Natural materials extend this philosophy. Planters are made of clay, ceramic, or woven fiber. They speak the same language as the rest of the home, honest, grounded, tactile. They don't distract, they belong. Decor items are few but thoughtful. A small vase, a handmade bowl, a stack of linen napkins folded just so. These pieces tell a story. They reflect the owner's hand, not a designer's showroom. Floral arrangements are rooted in ikebana principles, Japanese flower arranging that celebrates asymmetry, line, and negative space. A branch in bloom, placed in a low vase, can say more than a bouquet ever could. Bookshelves are styled with restraint. A few well-loved volumes, a sculptural stone, a plant trailing gently over the side. There's a pause between each object, a breath in the composition. Even in bathrooms and kitchens, greenery finds a role. A small fern near the sink, a cluster of herbs on the windowsill. These touches invite ritual into the ordinary. They connect the body, the home, and the natural world. Japandi decor favors organic shapes, rounded bowls, imperfect ceramics, textured cloths. These forms bring softness to the structured lines of the furniture. It's a dance of contrast and calm. Light is part of the decor too. How it moves across a wooden vase or reflects off a ceramic surface becomes part of the visual experience. The room changes with the day, and the objects adapt with grace. In Japandi, decorating is not about adding, it's about listening. What does the space need to feel alive, but not overwhelmed? The answer is often, very little. In the next section, we'll explore practical tips and DIY ideas to bring Japandi style into your home, without breaking the bank. As we reach the final touches, we return to the heart of Japandi: intention, presence, and calm. These small details aren't just accessories, they're what make a space feel whole. A folded blanket on a bench, a cup of tea left on a tray, a book waiting to be read, these are the real finishing touches. Not store-bought decorations, but signs of life in motion. The final layer of Japandi isn't about adding more, it's about choosing what stays. What object reflects who you are? What color calms you? What do you actually use, and what's just noise? Even the way you place your shoes by the door, or fold your linens, becomes a kind of rhythm, a quiet ritual that supports the space and your state of mind. Textures play a huge role here. Soft fabrics like linen and wool add warmth. Woven mats and handmade ceramics create connection to nature. Nothing glossy, nothing loud, just gentle honesty in every material. Lighting becomes even more emotional in these final moments. A paper lantern glowing as twilight falls. A soft beam on your nightstand. These lights don't just show the room, they soften the day. The air in a Japandi home feels different. Open, unforced. You can breathe. The space doesn't just support your activities, it gives you pause. It reminds you to slow down, even if only for a moment. Takeaway number 1: you don't need more space. You need more clarity. Japandi shows us that through layout, light, and restraint, even a tiny home can feel expansive. Takeaway number 2: buy less, choose well. Let function lead, and let beauty emerge from simplicity. Focus on fewer, better things. And takeaway number 3: your home reflects how you live, but it can also shape how you feel. A Japandi home doesn't just look calm, it invites you to be calm. It's not a style. It's a way of being. Thank you for watching. We hope this journey into Japandi design inspires you to see your space differently, not as something to fill, but as something to feel.